February 13th, 2025. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on a 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. There's this consolidation, kind of an upward bias in the pre-market. Then it looked like it was one big gradual leg up, sideways consolidation with a bearish bias, and then another second rally leg up, followed by another consolidation. That's how I drew the charts. This is kind of where I followed up the one leg up. It got really choppy here and then a second leg up. According to Forex Factory, it was the core PPI and unemployment claims, which came out at 5:30 Pacific Standard, which is right here. It didn't really do too much. What really did a lot was, it says President Trump speaks tentatively, but he actually came out right around 10 o'clock Pacific Standard, which is about right here. And he spoke for a good, I would say 90 minutes. So it caused a lot of volatility and just kind of hard to trust price action here because he was talking a lot about tariffs and trade imbalances and defense spending by other countries, etc. And so it was just kind of like a indication to stay out of this zone. Most of the setups that I found happened in the first half of regular trading hours, and I really didn't find too many setups or any setups that I liked in the second half. I took a total of one trade, which you can see right here. Oops. It was profitable, and I was able to get a runner. So let me go into the trades right now. Pre-market, there's this flush down, break of the bottom, break of the yellow up down channel, tests the new low, reverses back up on the green up channel, hits this consolidation area, pushes up, hits another consolidation area. These consolidation areas look very noisy. If this was happening in regular trading hours, it's a good indication to stay out because the range itself, at least the range that I saw it, the candles are spanning a good portion of it, so it feels risky because they're also side by side, so you could easily get stopped out. And they're creating like really noisy haircut, ugly haircut ticks, which means like it could stop you out by one tick. So it's just kind of a larger risk. Same thing happened here. On the open, it opens on this orange down channel, flushes and breaks down, pushes up on this green up channel. This yellow trend line support and channel doesn't exist yet. I did have a few trend lines drawn at the time. That's one of them. It turned into a channel later. But I was thinking something like this or maybe something here. But I've since deleted those to kind of make things clear. It's a new high. It's a first entry long pullback. Second entry long here below the EMA. Not the best signal bar. Nothing worth trading here. And if you were looking for a higher low, you don't really get it till about right here. But that's too far from the setup to even count to, because the second entry long already has a new high. So you're not even looking for a higher low at this point. Now you're just watching this trend move up. Pushes up on this red up channel. Pushes down. You have a first entry long. Break. Comes back down. Here creates a second entry long. It's a possible trade, but you have to be aggressive because you have to trust that you have the correct read of this yellow up channel support. So this is a third touch confirmation. This isn't the best signal bar, but the risk is a little bit lower. It's only 8 ticks. By the time this candle forms and it flushes up really quickly, there's no way to have gotten on this trade because you could think there's a break of this green down channel, tests and makes a new low. However, there's nothing that says it couldn't flush back down. Like, you don't know that the downtrend has played out unless you completely trust this yellow up channel, which I don't at this point. Flushes up, creates this potential higher low, and here's a confirmed higher low. So this is a possible trade, but I highly doubt I would have jumped on it. Well, actually, I didn't, but I was looking for a higher low confirmation. You get a higher low confirmation here. What I didn't like in this higher low confirmation is it didn't break above the EMA. And this signal bar is pretty big for the higher low. This is a 15 tick candle, and you have to put your stop below this one. So you're adding a few more ticks. And I just didn't really like the setup here. So I decided to wait for a failed second entry short. And you kind of get a new low here. First entry short, pullback, second entry short. Second entry short hasn't failed yet. Second entry short is continuing, so it's just a confirmed second entry short. I do draw this orange up channel. So at this point, I have this potentially established as a possible channel up, this yellow one, and I have this sub orange channel up. It's a first entry short, second entry short. I don't mark it as a failed second entry short yet. Then I have an inside bar, and here the second entry short is about to fail. Technically, it's failed on the count. So it's a first entry short, second entry short failure. I decided I like the setup, so I actually entered because the signal bar This signal bar isn't very big, but I have to keep my stop way down here. I was thinking there's enough momentum to push up. It's a third bounce off this orange up channel, bounce off the EMA. Failure has clearly occurred. I entered in this entry. I get it, but I only get half my profit target filled. So this, when it went up and it came back down, I was thinking maybe I should just take the trade off, break even, kind of abandon the trade or abort the trade and just walk away with what I can. I stuck it out. It opens here, flushes up, takes out the rest of my contracts. So now I just have the runner. So I have one runner here. I move it to one tick above break even. So it's actually sitting right here. So now I'm trailing it up by one tick behind each bar. So I'm trailing it up to here where my cursor is. So I'm keeping it here because I wanted to see what would happen here. Pushes up, so I move it to one tick below this guy. Pushes up. I like what I see. I move it to one tick below this guy. Move it to one tick below this guy. It was one tick below this guy, and I was going to move it one tick below this guy as soon as this next candle closes. But it actually opens, so it's one tick below here. It flushes down, takes out my runner, and then pushes back up. I'm okay with that runner management because here it just kind of sits through some noise. You don't know that this big candle is going to occur. You could argue that's a one touch, two touch, three touch, four touch, but of course you don't really know that. You're already out of the trade. So this is a 1 point profit target or 5 ticks, and I think I had a 7 point runner, which is pretty great. Right, prices move up. It kind of consolidates here, pushes down. You have a new high. It's a first entry long pullback, second entry long below the EMA. Nothing good. Wait for a higher low. You don't really get a higher low. And it just keeps moving up. Technically, when you get your higher low, it's right here, but it's pressing and making new high of days now. So this higher low doesn't feel very valid because there's no room really, because you're just pushing into uncharted territory. So there's no higher low, didn't mark it. Prices move up, moves kind of up on this purple up channel. Initially, I had the purple up channel kind of tighter, and I treated this as an overshoot. But as it kind of dwelled for a while, I dragged it up, and it became a pretty nice two-tier channel with the midline acting as the first tier. It pushes up, touches the tie of this purple up channel, and correspondingly, I did have to adjust it slightly, touches the high of this yellow up channel. So now I'm looking for a reversal, or at least a small correction. Pushes down, it creates a first entry long. You technically have a second entry long, but this isn't a good signal bar. It confirms second entry long here, but I was thinking I might have this orange down channel in play. So it'd be kind of buying at the high of a potential resistance. So left it alone, glad I did. Kind of chops around, breaks out of this yellow or this orange up channel, pushes up, consolidates again. You only have a first entry long here. Creates a second entry, you only have a first entry short, creates a second entry short, decent signal bar. There's no other key entry point to make me trust it other than a potential double top here. And if I did take it after seeing the confirmed second entry short, the follow through trigger bar isn't very inviting. It would have stopped me out probably on this candle. Oscillates. First entry long, pullback, second entry long, bad signal bar, nothing really here. So first entry long, second entry long, failure. Also a new low, first entry short, second entry short. But when I see this in real time, I'm not really trusting this as a signal bar to go short. Fails. I didn't know that was going to happen. Just kind of sit on my hands, kind of pushes down. I was thinking I'm in a trading range, which would be this defined by this blue one. It's potential fail breakout. So as soon as it moves back, then I think, okay, it's a fail breakout. Let's see how it reacts to the EMA. Is it first entry short? Technically, it's a new low, first entry short, second entry short, but second entry short, it just looks iffy. This is your signal bar. After this, they have confirmed second entry short, but it could be a failure. Technically, it's kind of a trap because the first entry short, second entry short. If you decide to go short here, you probably would have gotten stopped out depending on how you entered it. Pushes down. And here it creates another setup that I thought was actually semi-decent, but I don't think I was quite in tune. Visually, it's a first entry short, pullback, second entry short. Second entry short has failed on this candle. It's a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. This is also looking like it's starting to be in a range. So I thought, okay, it's a fourth touch bounce off this confirmed yellow up channel. This yellow up channel I'm kind of trusting pretty well now. It's pushing back into this bigger trading range. So this failed breakout made kind of two attempts to break out below, but it looks like it's reversing back. I need to see what would happen after this next candle. There's a break above the EMA. So when it creates a double top, that's when I abandoned the idea of taking a trade because I was tempted to take a trade. First entry long, second entry long. Looks pretty good. I need to see what happens above the EMA. First entry short, second entry short, second entry short. Failure bouncing off this key entry point. Looks like it's moving into range. The follow through wasn't good because it didn't break above. So my order here, well, actually it was down here to move it up to try to enter. I abandoned it. I didn't like the way this looked. Then this next spindly one, like you would have entered, debatable whether I would have gotten out, but you know, the follow through, seeing this close as a doji gave me more confidence. Like this just avoid this completely. And it would have trapped me because I would have been first entry long, second entry long. I would have been long, probably not gotten filled. And this big candle here would have definitely stopped me out. Pushes down. I was thinking there's some kind of purple down channel here. I don't really trust it too much, so it's not colored in. Creates a new low. Say first entry short, pull back. And here creates a second entry short. Second entry short looks like it's about to fail. Same thing that was happening here. It's a new high, first entry long, pull back. Visually, first entry long, pull back. I'm thinking a second entry long is about to form. Formed a second entry long. By the time this happens, it felt like it's too late. First entry short, second entry short, second entry short has failed. This purple up channel that I have now drawn, I wasn't sure I could trust it because at one time I also had it at the low. This is the very lowest swing low. I had something like this, and it didn't really quite fit all that nicely. You know, it was kind of felt like it was forced to fit. So I didn't really trust this up channel yet. So I wanted a higher low confirmation. You kind of get a higher low here, but I don't like that it didn't touch the EMA. It just feels a little bit far. So decide, okay, just wait. It gets choppy and it flushes up. So now I'm trusting this purple up channel a little bit more because it looks like it's riding along it pretty well. Then it flushes down. So now the purple is negated. Say no first entry long till here, then second entry long here. Trump's already out, kind of giving some color commentary. He's about to come out, I think. As a no real setups here. I just don't like that this side by side price action. And then he starts talking about tariffs, trade imbalances, defense, etc. So I'm just kind of sitting on my hands at this point. I don't really want to risk anything. So this here was like an almost trade. Then it's coming back up, pushes up. No clean second entries. There's a new low, first entry short, second entry short. You're not thinking of going short here. It's just noisy here. Technically, a new swing low. It's first entry short, second entry short. Technically, it's broken this purple up channel and tested and made a new high. But this doesn't fit as nicely as I'd like, and it just feels a little dicey. Prices move down, breaks on this orange up channel, one attempt up, and then it flushes back down. So you can see visually first entry long pullback, second entry long, second entry long. I'm not thinking of going long here. By the time this candle forms, I'm definitely not thinking long here. Although it's a visual second entry long, it's below the EMA. I'm thinking the only hope would be a higher low. You kind of get a higher low here, but the body is too far from here, so I'm not the biggest fan. Plus, this is a 20 tick candle, so that's already a really big risk. Go ahead and bring it like this. Starts moving up. Trump's just continuing his press conference is causing a lot of noise. So I'm just kind of sitting on my hands, deciding I should probably just be calling it a day and be happy with my one trade. So first entry short, second entry short above the EMA, not the best signal bar. Pushes up, continues up on this orange up channel. First entry long. Technically, you have no. Actually, you only have first entry long. Pushes, it comes back down, bounces off the EMA. It's a new high, double top here. So it's actually a first entry long. Nice bounce. Creates a second entry long, but this is an inside bar. By the count, it is a second entry long, but you're also pressing into the highs of the day. So nothing really trustworthy. I draw this transparent channel going up at this time because I'm looking for a third touch confirmation or any kind of confirmation at the high side. It's not colored in because it never really establishes as a true channel. It's the first entry long here, and it just keeps moving up. So I thought it was a spike and then a more gradual green up channel. But there's no real entry setups here. And it's just these small, really, really tight trading candles. That reaches a new high, say first entry long, pull back. You technically have a second entry long, very tiny here, but it's not worth taking. Plus, it's getting into the end of the day. I saw one leg down, pull back, second leg. potentially at this point the third confirmation of this transparent up channel, but just not doesn't look good enough. And it looks like it's clearly in a sideways price action, but this is also moving into the last 10 minutes of the day and into the close. So everything was kind of trucking along to about right here. And then when Trump came out and gave his press conference, he spoke for a pretty solid, I think, 90 minutes. It was just kind of moving all over the place, made it such that there weren't really any trade setups I particularly like. So it was kind of another, it was a little bit better than yesterday, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't the most obvious trading, I would say. It did have these big swing legs and it followed some of the price action, but yeah, it wasn't the best day of trading. So hopefully that was helpful.